Hi, Setareh. Daphne here. Thank you for sending in your final essays. This is getting exciting. You're near the end of the course now, and in my opinion, absolutely ready for your exam. So green energy. This is and the whole thing about the environment, about pollution, really, really topical. Not just for IELTS, but in general. So it's great to be able to share this very good vocabulary on this topic. Uh, Many developed countries, as well as a handful of developing nations, this is very nice, but if you're short of time, you don't need all this. You could just have and or including. Oh no, you can't have developed including. But this is really lovely. But watch out, have put in place, because you've got to have this noun and this verb agreeing. This is a plural. Countries, plural. Nations, plural. Plural verb. Have put policies in place to use green environmentally friendly. Don't worry, but it is. So you've got an adverb which goes with an adjective. So it's what we call an adverb adjective collocation, but lovely. Resources to produce energy. Energy experts. So you've got energy and energy next door to each other. You could just have experts, or you could have. I think what else you could have. Bit of resource experts. Not quite sure. I don't think you necessarily need it. I definitely wouldn't put the two words together. But watch out here. Another noun, verb not agreeing. So please don't make this mistake. Because remember, grammar, 25% of the marks. The examiner, to see those two errors in your first two sentences, is going to be thinking, whoa, hang on. Please, please, please watch that. Yeah? Energy experts have been debating the financial advantages versus the issues regarding security of energy for almost a decade. Good. Switching to green energy, I strongly believe, not only has economic advantages, but will also save our globe from serious impacts of burning fossil fuel. Absolutely fabulous. Really, really lovely. Your essays are so good. Really good. I would just possibly put could. I don't really like will and can. I think you probably know that by now. I prefer could, might, may. They are more academic and they are just a little bit more, just more the right sort of vibe and the right kind of feel for this sort of academic style of writing. In this essay, both perspectives will be discussed using governmental and local examples. Good, really nice, well done, fabulous, great, great, great start. There have been massive breakthrough advances, so there you've got it right. I don't think you need breakthrough and advances, either breakthroughs or advances. So I'm just going to put that in red because I would choose one or the other. There have been massive breakthroughs or advances in using green resources to produce energy all around the world. The central idea behind that, you should have behind this, because it's something you've just referred to. That is something you might have talked about back here. This is something right here. Yeah, behind this is that in the long term, so it has to be the long term, the cost of producing energy using the new generation of wind, hydro, and solar power plants is substantially lower. Here I would put should be, hoping it will be. It might not be. Again, this is the same idea as we did with will. These modal verbs to indicate should be substantially lower than traditional fossil burning ones, with additional bonus of saving the environment from global warming. Good, with the additional bonus. So still these articles. And the additional bonus of, okay? A recent report by the German government showed that by a 25% increase in annual production of green energy, there was a 12% drop in costs for the government, which led to a subsequent decrease in electricity bills for their electorate. Fabulous. That you should have in the same way A 25% and A 12%. What a good example, though. I mean, this is lovely, lovely writing. Therefore, undeniable environmental and financial benefits of using green energy are clearly motivating to proceed with, I would say, in the Why don't you go in? To proceed with this is kind of okay, but I think this might be better because you're talking about governments, policy making or policy commitments. Okay. Um, so if we just clearly motivating in, so I'll put in green energy policy making. Okay, just a suggestion. You could do it that way. Okay, but otherwise really clear, very nice. I like that one. Vocab that you can use here. You can have green. Obviously, you've got some of these sustainable, renewable, green, sustainable, renewable, clean, cleaner. But those are all adjectives that we can be using here to describe these kind of energies. Although green energy has considerable advantages, there are also valid concerns regarding energy security. Now, I think you might mean reliable. Do you mean reliable? Reliable and constant availability of green sources of energy carry huge challenges. Now, watch out. You've got this adjective thing again here. Reliable availability of green sources. So availability is the subject here. I know it's really hard. So reliable and constant availability, that is your main noun. So carry, green sources of energy carries. Hang on. Reliable and constant availability of green energy sources carries. Carry. Ooh. Availability of green energy sources carry. It should be singular. And it should be singular because availability is the issue. Yeah? It's not the energy that carries, it's the availability that carries. Think of who's doing the verb. Maybe that will help you. Who's doing this verb? The availability is doing this verb. So that's why you've got to have the singular. Carry huge challenges for, as, for example, unpredictable level of annual precipitation and the unknown ratio of sunny to cloudy days, comma here again, really good writing there, makes it extremely difficult to plan in advance to secure the annual household and industrial amount of power. In advance should come at the end of your sentence. To plan in advance. Okay? To plan the annual. Yes, you could have distribution. Distribution or allocation might be quite nice. Just using one word there instead of about three. Allocation of power. So you go allocation, then you go into this of power. So you take out a map. It's not wrong, but just showing you another way of doing it. For example, the recent 2 years of drought. That's draft, like a draft essay, a practice essay. You want just change one letter. Drought in California. Don't worry, it's amazing. Resulted in a dramatic reduction of hydropower and forced the state, I would just use capital S for that because it is a place, the state's government to hastily purchase electricity from Mexico. Thus, securing enough energy for consumers requires wisely planned backup means. This is really, really good. Your writing is so skillful. Please do this in the exam because I'd be really love to know what you score. I think you should do very, very well. In conclusion, production and consumption of green energy is cheaper for both individual households as well as local governments. However, in order to secure the availability of energy, extra measures and planning is needed to predict and produce enough energy. Okay, really good. This is a very clear, very well argued, as usual. You know, what I love about your writing is that it's very easy to read. You take such complex ideas, but you make them seem simple. This is very clever. It shows a lovely skill, and to do it in English is brilliant. Just watch out, be aware of these, okay? So say to yourself, hang on, who's doing this? Okay, plural, you're plural. Who's doing it? Countries, plural, okay? So you need to be plural, have. So just be aware of that, and then because you know that that might be a problem, be super careful and check it, okay? So here we go, we've got island. How many words have you got? Now what I'm looking for here is passives, okay? So you've got 170, okay? Show an island before and after development, okay? Overall, there is a notable decrease in green and vegetation in most areas, and recreational accommodation infrastructure has been built. Now, all the way through, you need to have the present perfect or past perfect. Basically, if you're going to be using passive, use this passive, which is lovely, but you want have been. This is super important. It's not present tense. Okay. The reason it is this present perfect is because there may be more building. If it was 2017 and we had a date, I would say was built, was built. Yeah, past simple, passive. We have no date here, so it could be they're building more tomorrow. So that's why I'm using this present perfect. Accommodation infrastructure has been, recreational infrastructure have been built on the island. The forests in the north and northwest are mostly untouched. That's okay, present. And a synthetic lake, same again, has been added. Yeah, constructed. This is really important for vocab. Constructed in the far west of the island, connected to the bay on its right-hand side. Okay, lovely. Good geography there. A pier has been built on the southern shore for sailing boats and gives access, that's okay, to a triangle core of hotel, mall and restaurant at the heart of the island, by around 100 meters of vehicle track. I don't think you need all that. You might say instead, vehicle track, which serves to connect the main hotel buildings or something like that. Buildings and accommodation. Or lakeside cabins, I love that. Well done. Don't forget to use vocabulary, yeah? So here, it's a bit repetitive, this one, but which serves to connect is quite nice. The accommodation area has been developed, so same thing again with that verb, has been developed both in two separate areas at two sides of the triangle, or the, rather than repeating triangle, of the central area. So it's so few words, make sure you don't repeat. 2 rows of cabins have been built, so same thing, I'll put that in red. The eastern beach, while the cabins by the lake form a circle. You don't need present continuous there, form a circle. More than 1,800 meters of footpath now connects. You could have, I'd take out that line, you've already said that. I don't think you need that. What you could do is boost this first line here. Overall development for tourism purposes. So something a little bit small island, small previously. So get in a bit more vocab. I'm in island, okay. Before and after development, okay. In green space, green woodland and vegetation. Most episodes, okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to send you a link to a podcast I did on this, comparing 2 answers. One was quite interesting because it's, well, you'll hear, it's quite interesting. They approached it in a slightly different way and used the future passive all the way, which looked quite good. And I'm including some vocab in the end of that podcast, so have a look at it. If you get a map, they are unusual, but just in case. Make sure you are on that task 1, show as much language and as much grammar as you can. Okay, don't, your task 2 is very strong. Make sure this is also super good. Okay, really good luck. It's been such a pleasure working with you, and I look forward to hearing how it goes. Take care.